Hello, my friends. Today I would like to talk about something that most of you have probably experienced, and it's the situation when you are sitting in a meeting, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe more, and after the meeting you say, okay, then this is the 30 minutes or an hour of my life I'm never going to get back. Wasted time, good for nothing, frustration. And you might ask yourself, don't these people know how to hold an effective meeting? Well, you might be surprised. A lot of people either don't know or don't bother or are just too busy to give it a proper thought. So today, let's have a look how effective meetings should look like. We will focus on them from the point of the organizer, then from the point of the participant, and also some common things that we should all keep in mind. I will be looking in my notes a bit because there are lots of things and I would hate to miss something out. Okay, so let's start. You are the organizer of the meeting. So first step should be that you always draft an agenda and you put the agenda into the invitation to the meeting. But based on this agenda, you should identify the key participants. Why am I saying this? Because if you have a meeting where you really need to get things done, it won't happen if you have 20 people in there. So usually you need to divide between maybe kickoff meetings where it's the first time you are talking about something. So in this case, you should, and usually you do, invite a larger party of people. And then for follow-up meetings or for regular meetings, you may slim down, reduce the number of the people only to the key participants. And once you establish regular meetings coming out of the kickoff meeting, you keep it just to this really working group in order to get things done. Also, in case of regular meetings, keep the agenda short. Usually, if it's a long one, you will never get to the end of it. So you should really have maybe, 3-4 points and go through the points. And if more things are necessary, then use the next meeting to discuss them. Really go only through the points on the agenda, and also don't allow anyone to focus on something else. It's not on the agenda, don't discuss it. Maybe take a note and address it in another meeting. So that's one thing. Agenda, stick to it, and identify key participants. Also, if you need to report to your managers, for instance, don't invite them to regular team meetings with a working team. It will only make these meetings long. You will waste the time of the people you need to do some actual work, and you will spend most of the time filling your manager in on what's going on. So for reporting or for escalating, set up a different meeting. Also with probably different people. You, the manager, maybe one person who you need to maybe explain something. But don't waste the time of the team members. Allow them to work. Okay, next thing. You would be surprised of how many people don't actually know what kind of functions different applications for meetings have. When you are creating an invitation for meetings, explore all the tools that you have, or all the tools that the application has. For instance, if you need to get really a lot of people together, or especially if you need to find a common slot for everybody, there are functions that will allow you to see the availability of the people, especially if it's an internal application. For instance, Outlook has the function where you can see all the people you need. You can see their availability within the calendars. So please use it. I know it's hard sometimes to find a common slot, but please use it. And also encourage others to update their calendars so that you can really put the meetings into times where everyone is available, and also then they have no excuse for not coming, for not attending. Okay. Long meetings, as we all know, good for nothing. If it's a meeting which is, for instance, a kickoff meeting, or it requires some longer discussion than 1 hour, regular meetings which have, I don't know, a weekly, bi-weekly occurrence, and it's really a stand-up meeting or a working meeting, 30 minutes tops. Okay. So, also one other practical tip maybe, especially for kickoff meetings, if there is a lot of information, or maybe drawings, pictures, graphs, I don't know, tables, whatever, already somewhere in emails, gather all this information and put them, or put just maybe some links or whatever into the meeting invitation, especially for the first meeting. It's because you need to discuss all the information that was flowing around, and you don't want to spend time at the meeting scrolling through tons of emails and drawings and whatever. So have everything in the invitation readily for you to just click on it and open, share, talk about. Also, minutes of meeting. If you are not used to take minutes of meeting, try to find a way on how to use them and utilize them, because once you get into the habit, it's very easy to follow, it's very easy to update, and also always include them in the invitation so you can easily follow up, and everybody can easily follow up. One thing I've noticed, if you write some requests into the invitation, people usually don't pay attention. So if you need people to prepare something in advance, please write a separate email with the tasks. Because usually when you get an invitation to a meeting, you either just click accept or decline or something, and that's it. You don't pay much attention to what's inside the invitation. So agenda, that's fine. That should be inside the invitation. But specific tasks which need preparation, put them in a different email. Okay. So what can be the weaknesses of organizing a meeting? You might identify the wrong key participants. You may invite too many participants, or the meeting is too long and people lose focus. And maybe, and that's a common one, the agenda is missing. So people are invited to a meeting, they have no idea what's it going to be about. So that's one that's a very common mistake. Also, don't be afraid to cancel a meeting, especially when the key participants are not available, and it would be just, the meeting would be held just for the sake of the meeting itself. Also, if it's a regular meeting and there are no updates and nothing to be discussed, because, for instance, the project is on hold, or you are waiting for some information to come in for you to be able to move on, just give the team a heads up saying, okay, guys, I'm canceling this week because there are no updates. Please continue working on whatever tasks from last time, for instance. You will be surprised how much time you will save by doing this. And nobody is unhappy because a meeting is cancelled. So don't be afraid to cancel if you know why you are cancelling. So no meetings for the sake of meetings. Okay. What can you do or should do when you are a participant to a meeting? First of all, if you have too many meetings, just audit them. Do an audit of all your meetings. And if there are some meetings where you are just sitting there is no contribution from you and you are just there because historically you were invited some time ago or whatever, don't be afraid to get rid of them. Talk to the meeting organizer and say, okay, I'm here, but there is no tasks for me. I don't contribute to this, so I'm going to skip these meetings. And if you need anything specific from me, please just let me know. So clean up your calendar and leave only those meetings that are an absolute must. So meetings with your managers, meetings where you are key participants, or meetings where you are because you want to learn something. That's it. Enough. Also, don't be afraid to ask for the agenda for a meeting that is new to you. You know, some of us have the experience that they were invited to a meeting with no agenda, and only when they were in the meeting, they found out that they are actually wrong key participants. They were wrongly identified. So if a meeting comes and it says just something like project kickoff and nothing, and there is no agenda, no explanation, no name of the project, nothing, ask the organizer, hey, John, can you please let me know what this is about? What's the agenda and what is needed from me? You will save your time, and you will also, in the end, help the organizer if he finds out that you are the wrong key participant, so that he can right away invite the right one. Also, if you have meetings which you cannot attend for some reason, whatever, always decline. Let the organizer know that you will not be able to attend for whatever reason. That's not important. Don't just, neglect it. Always either accept or decline. It's professional and it's polite. Also, one rule: come prepared or don't even bother. You know how annoying it is if you are in meetings where you need to constantly repeat something to other people in the meeting. Sometimes even there are people who will ask, okay, which meeting am I in? What's this about? Though it's even a regular meeting. So if you had a task, or if there is some contribution expected from you and you're not prepared, decline. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. Don't waste the time of the other people on the meeting. Talk to the meeting organizer offline and discuss whatever arrangements you two may need to make, and that's it. And only come when you are really prepared. So, things also which you should take care of during the meeting, whether you are an organizer or whether you are a participant. Speak slowly, clearly, and also use simple language. Why is that? Of course, if you are all native speakers in the meeting, then it's okay. But if there are lots of people who, for instance, don't speak or speak English only as a second language, or there are lots of different nationalities, you need to consider the fact that not everyone is maybe as fluent as you. So please be considerate and just adjust the pace, adjust the language, and don't confuse them. Also, If you don't understand, ask. Don't worry, you won't look like an idiot, because maybe the person next to you or on the other side of the computer is thinking the same thing. Maybe they don't understand too. And if it's like there are 5 people and 4 don't understand, and they all think, okay, I don't understand, but maybe he does, maybe he does, maybe he does, or okay, I don't understand because I'm not going to ask, maybe he will ask. Not a good solution. So if something is unclear, if you are not sure, if you don't know if you understood correctly, always ask, always clarify. It saves time in the end. I already mentioned this, but really stick to the agenda. I'm not talking about like small talk at the beginning or at the end. It's always nice to know how your colleagues are, what's going on, and so on, of course. But otherwise, stick to the agenda. Go only through the points of the agenda and don't distract yourself with other things. Don't lose focus. And also, if there are minutes of meeting, please pay attention to them. Have a look at your tasks, use them as reference and work with them, update them regularly, contribute to them. And once you get into the habit, you don't then need to look into tons of emails and you have everything in one place. So again, it saves time. And again, for both participants and organizers, if you are not prepared, don't bother. Okay, guys, I hope this helped. I hope you found some practical tips. Maybe if you have some practical tips you use and I've missed them, I'll be happy to learn them from you. So let me know and have a nice day. Bye.